Hey everyone, appreciate you all being here at US Crypto Group for this AMS session. We have Invtron with us today. Invtron is a DAO that is a decentralized venture capital platform connecting investors with startups and small, medium enterprises via blockchain technology. With that being said, I'd like to welcome Malik, CEO from the team. Malik, great to have you guys here with us. If you can start out introducing yourself, talk about your team, and give us a bit of some insight on your background experience, please.
All right. So let me speak about myself first. My name is Malik Al-Msaddi. I am originally from Syria. I moved to Qatar in 2006, and I started to work as an employee for about, I think, 2 years. I was 22 years old. Then I decided to start my own business, and I started to work in trading and in marble, the stone in general, natural stone in general. And it was very fruitful because Qatar was booming at the time. Starting also the renovation of the country because, the boom of the oil and gas at that time. And also, everybody knows that after 2010, Qatar was awarded to host the World Cup. And also, we started to get a lot of projects and a lot of work accordingly. I started to know and learn about cryptocurrency and blockchain in 2015. I was browsing LinkedIn. I am a little bit I like information technology in general. Because it's part of my education. I am business development and economy graduate. So I did some study about the information technology in general. So I was following some groups about information technology on LinkedIn, and it popped up to me the word blockchain. It was a new term for me. I did not know it, and it was a little bit interesting for me, the word that I don't know. So I Googled it, and I found one page in Wikipedia, and it says that the word blockchain, I don't remember the phrase exactly, but it says like the blockchain is the underlying technology for Bitcoin. At that moment, I remember that I see something about Bitcoin a few years ago, but I thought it's like Farmville, as you know, Farmville for Facebook. I thought it's Farmville coins that you use at that time, so I did not care about it. So I Googled Bitcoin, and the first thing that popped out in my face on Google was the price, $300. And that made me really interested. So from that point on, I started to go deep in the rabbit hole about the blockchain and Bitcoin, and so on. In 2017, I had a problem in my business. I had one project around in total around $4 million. It was like a balance because I started a construction company and fit out company. So I had a problem for finding some investment for my company because my company is small and medium enterprise. It's not a big company, and the banks don't care about us, and nobody really cared about funding a project like this for me. So, and at that time, 2017, the ICO craze, everybody is gaining money from everywhere without even having a proof of concept. So I was little bit frustrated. Why a real business like me or a real company like me cannot get funded while some stupid people behind the screen, unknown, nobody know, are getting a lot of money funded for them, and most of them are scamming and failing and not doing anything. So I wanted to find the mechanism about connecting this section to the blockchain, to find a way to create something like connecting both worlds together, and find a way to facilitate the cryptocurrency and the model of the ICO to the normal businesses. It's not easy. So what caught my attention was a platform, a blockchain platform. I don't know if maybe some of you are aware of it. It's called Steemit, which is a cryptocurrency platform. It's a blockchain platform. Steemit is a social media based on voting. And you post something, and if you upvote, if this post was upvoted, you gain a reward. If this post was not upvoted, downvoted, you will not get nothing. And if it's upvoted, the person. So I wanted to implement the same model of voting for posts to projects. So once we generated the value for the token and the token become tradable, you can actually have a value and you can use the token for payment. So we use the token for payment and we pay for funding projects. That's the idea in general, and that's where it comes from. Let me speak about the team also. Mario is also my business partner in Italy. Mario is Italian. I am partner with him in an Italian company that produce mirror coating paint. Khaled is venture capital broker, intermediary. That's it. Let them introduce. Let them speak about themselves. If there is time for them to speak about themselves, please, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Malik. Yeah, go ahead, Mario.
Yes, okay, thank you. I want to introduce myself. It's not only this, I not have only painting company. I have more than one company in Italy. It's a family business.
Partner with you in this company.
Yeah. But me and Malek know for a long time because we founded our first company in Qatar in 2012, and we working also in Fit Out. So real what's happened in Italy in 2014, I founded the first network for the SME company. Okay, for same problem, but it's in different way because I don't know if you know who working in Italy, the network, because there is too much bureaucracy in this. But we founded this, the name of this network is Rete Punica. And also after 10 years work in this network, what's happened is same thing. So after the COVID, everything stopped because when the people running for the bank, for what the bank asks is too much according to what the people need. And this gives too much problem, also the trust. And if Mark remember this, in 2019, yes, after COVID, after pandemic time, so he stopped in Invtron project, and we pushed together to do something for starting in that. So the project, I think, in my experience, it's really a big opportunity for who want work, who want to have a chance in the market to build his idea. So about me, you can find everything in the network. Also, I wrote one book about business in Dubai in 2020. I'm graduate in business economy. I have an MBA master. So I think I don't want to spend too much time. Yeah. I give you now time to Khaled to introduce yourself. It's better. Thank you.
Okay, hello guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Khaled.
Excellent. Well, I'll cut the story short. I have a Bachelor of Computer Engineering, diploma in Wireless Telecommunication Technologies from Toronto, University of Guelph, and Humber College. I graduated in telecommunication, and then I started my expertise working in Batelco, Bahrain Telecommunication Company, which is the mother company of telecommunication in Bahrain. I was able to successfully launch the 3G and 4G technology on the mobile network in Bahrain. I was working on the mobile data. So to cut the story short, the mobile operations is divided into multiple divisions. There is roaming, SMS, MMS. There's multiple divisions, and then there would be the mobile data, which manages all the internet on the mobile network. So I was managing a mobile operation team, managing, upgrading, maintaining, and developing the back-end network for Batelco and Bahrain. After that, I got an opportunity to work with a family office from Kuwait. They have investments in the Middle East and Europe. So I built a good relationship with them working on a project, and then they gave me an opportunity to manage their assets and investments in the Middle East and Europe. I've been doing that for the past 10 years, and then my network grew. I built a lot of relation with private equity firms, venture capital firms, a lot of CEOs and chairmen in different industries such as healthcare, hospitality, life science. Some of them are startups, some of them are well established with revenues 10 million up to 100 million in revenue and 10 to 15 million EBITDA. So I worked on both sides of the table. I worked with CEOs and chairmen looking to raise finance for their businesses. So I would try to find in my network the right investor for the right company. And vice versa, I would be working with private equity and lenders, venture capital, looking for investors or looking for investment opportunities in different parts or in different industries. And I would try to find the best fit using my network. So I have successfully managed to raise more than $40 million for well-established companies. Some of them are public, some of them are private. And I managed to build a lot of extensive relationships because I'm sure you would know that very well. There is a lot of CEOs and chairmen for big businesses. They have an amazing, successful product. They are either startups or well-established, looking for finance. And you will be surprised that the only way they think they can get finance is only if they find an investor. So you will find everybody going on LinkedIn hunting for investor. I am looking for investor. But with the actual fact that they don't know, there is a lot of financing opportunities that it's available, but they don't know that it actually exists. For example, in the USA, you have a USDA loans, which is loans that could be provided for companies in the rural areas in the United States. So if businesses are available in these areas, they would be eligible for these kind of loans. But unfortunately, a lot of these CEOs, they do not know these opportunities. And then there is the loans, there is the lender finance, debt finance, asset-based finance, and cash flow finance, account receivable finance, asset-based finance, and construction finance, and it goes on and on and on. So they actually don't know that these sources are available. So I managed to do a lot of research, a lot of study, and built a lot of relationships with these investment companies.
You are giving free consultancy now, Tarek. You are giving free consultancy now to the people.
So basically, it's just using this network that I built. I was able to successfully connect point A with point B. And so I shifted from the technology into the finance. And that's how I'm currently in, managing relationships between multiple businesses, different projects. And the lenders that I work with, they have an international presence. They lend minimum $500 to $500 million. And one of the biggest projects I'm working on at the moment is the Sovereign Fund of Malaysia. We are trying to restructure for Sri Lanka. We're trying to restructure their debt using multiple investment companies with billions of dollars to try to actually build the company infrastructure. So this is one of the projects I'm working on, and then there's other projects as well. I'm definitely honored to be part of Invtron DAO because I do see the potential and I see where is this going. And like Malik said, what Invtron DAO is doing is basically connected. Obviously, he will have to elaborate on that further when he speaks. But it's basically an opportunity where you get investors on one side of the table, and then you propose an opportunities to these investors, and these investors would be able to vote which one we would be able to select, which one we see fit, which one we're going to vote for, that this is going to be the right opportunity. So instead of actual having a company that it's looking for capital or looking for finance, and investors that are roaming in the market, hunting and searching for these opportunities, and then you have the exclusive product brokers, or you can label them an investment bankers, who have an exclusive mandates to opportunities, and they pitch these opportunities. Malik eliminated all this in Invtron DAO. So an Invtron DAO will get an opportunity, propose the opportunity to public investors, And these investors would invest according to their interest and based on a voting right that they would all agree on together. So it's a full democracy, a platform. And I'm happy to address any questions you may have. I mean, I could talk for hours. I'm just trying to cut the story short. So please shoot any questions you have. And we're happy to be here with you guys.
Awesome. Appreciate that there. Khaled, right? Khaled, was that you speaking? Because I couldn't see anyone is speaking from my end. I can hear though. Was that you, Khaled?
Khaled, yes.
Awesome. Well, yeah, appreciate the introduction there, guys. Looks like you guys came from a lot of educational background as well as business background as well.
Yes.
So I think both of those combinations, I think those are necessary things in order to run a successful project. You got to have knowledge, right? But also not with the knowledge, but you got to have like real life experience. And it looks like you guys have that. Now, listening to you, Khaled, looks like you came from a background that is actually relevant to what you are doing, connecting startups to capital, right? How did you guys come up with this idea? Now, did it come from you, Khaled?
That's the reason why I pursue Khaled. He was not easy guy to bring on board, by the way. But when I found him and I wanted to bring him on board, no matter what is the consequences, because I know that he's the right person to be the CEO of our company. That's it. What is the question? Did you ask me a question?
Oh yeah, I was just curious of how did the concept come about? And I mean, apparently you guys, especially Khaled, you had real life experiences within the almost like the same industry except for the traditional world. Now you are shifting to the crypto space.
Yes.
How do you guys come about? Like, what was the discussion like? Where you guys said, you know what, there's an opportunity here in the crypto space because it's still young. How did the conversation come about?
Yeah. Let me tell you something. The inception started with me. I started it because I told you when I was struggling to get some funding for my company in order to finance the project that I was working on. And during this time, I was also involved in the blockchain and cryptocurrency market, and I'm looking about what's going on and seeing the ICO. Also, I found Steemit.com, and the model of Steemit.com, like really, I found it really interested, and I wanted to shift this from a simple social media to a way to utilize this concept into. By the way, at that time, the DAO was not very I was not thinking to name my project a DAO. It was a social media. It was like just investment on blockchain. The term of the DAO became famous after that. But I stopped. Unfortunately, I stopped working on it because I got busy, and you have to do some work, and I am alone. Until Mario came on board. That's why he's the co-founder. He was speaking about cryptocurrency and blockchain, and he was telling me that we need to do something. I told him I have a project ready for. I already have 2 pages of ideas about the project. It was just like inception ideas about the project, and I shared this with him, and we started to develop the project together. And then in last year only, I connected with Khaled, and we brought him on board. Not easy, but fruitful work was. It was fruitful work to work after him.
Awesome, I appreciate that there, Malik. Now I see that Crypto Comrade, is he part of your team as well?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Is there anybody else in your team that you guys want to introduce?
No, it's only the 3 of us.
Awesome. All right. I mean, apparently, given that the crypto space is very young, as we already see that, there's hundreds of startup projects popping up left and right. Now, the hardship comes is that how can a regular investors differentiate what's good, what's bad, what is a scam project, right? So look like one of the objective of your platform as far as crowdfunding goes is also to vet the projects as a community, right? Based off the DAO, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now,
Yeah. You mean how we ensure the safety of the decision-making mechanism, right?
Right. Because it looks like you guys are a crowdfunding platform that's based off the DAO, so voting, right? Voting system. So the idea of it for your project is that instead of have one person voting where to invest the money, you have the whole community. You incentivize the whole community to do research, correct?
Absolutely. So let me tell you how we tried to eliminate the uneducated investment. Is that what you are asking about?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Walk me through the process of how the DAO,
So
how your DAO works.
Yes, let me tell you how the step by step how funding a project work. So the project come to the platform, a startup. Let's name it John. John come to the startup. He put the request for funding. He fill up all the information required in the platform, all the documentation, financial report, whatever he was. If it was not yet started, he put everything that he can. So John will become nominated for voting, but before being public for voting, he will be passing through two type of filters. The first filter is the endorsers. Endorsers are acting like the Congress. There are 50 endorsers. The 50 endorsers will vote for this project. The 50 endorsers will be elected by the community. And it's a real-time election. So whenever an endorser started to appear to the committee that he's usually taking bad decision, and usually his decisions are wrong, and he's taking the wrong decision, he will be voted down voted. So he will go down, and the next one in line will go up, and the 50 always remain 50 because there is always waiting list. So these endorsers will try to take the right decision about the project first, and the endorsers are geographically distributed. So wherever the project is, there is an endorser that can access the project very easily. They can go there and physically check the company that we want to fund. So once the investigation is finished, the endorser will vote. Once they voted, if the voting is succeeded, it will go to the second folder, which is the elected CEO. The elected CEO will be the highest among of them all in the type of education and also in the observing. The community will observe his action to more than the endorsers. So it will be the focal point of the project. So if he is not a good, is not like a good performance CEO, he will be downvoted because it's also real-time election. Once he's downvoted, another CEO will come up. So the CEO also will verify the project, and if he like it, he will put it up to voting. Once it's up to voting, the people will start to vote. So the third filter is the people. We made a mechanism for the people to try as much as they can to vote in the right way. Why? Because we don't have a staking. Our only way to get income by holding the token, other than waiting for a price or let's say speculation about the price, the only way to make money in the token is to vote. If you vote, if you upvoted a project, and afterward, most of the community decided that the project is not worthy of investment, so it did not reach its soft cap. This project will be eliminated, and you will not be rewarded because you upvoted the project. It means you took the bad decision. But the people who downvoted the project in the beginning, they will take 10% of their voting power allocation. So, and that's really, really complicated process. It's also I can answer it in another question now, but let me now focus on the filtering. And in this case, And the same thing go in the other way. If you upvoted a project and the project is successful, you get rewarded. That's the mechanism that we made to ensure that we are selecting the right project.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting, and you're right. And I'm actually very familiar with Steam. It's a social platform based on your social rating, right? So that's how you earn money.
Yes.
Well, you're implementing the same concept. It's actually very interesting that.
Yeah.
So let me recap what Malik just said there, because I think I understood exactly what you're saying. So first, you get 50 endorsers get voted in, right? And then when the projects come into your platform, the 50 endorser will decide whether the project is accepted, right, to be voted. Yes. Then once the endorser accept the project, it get passed to the voted CEO. Then he has to approve that as well. Then it gets put into the community for the final voting, correct?
Absolutely.
So it's actually very interesting. So almost every single level of your ecosystem, it needs to be approved by a voted members that is trusted members. So it's actually very interesting. Actually, you know what? I like this. So let's say if the CEO sucks. Let's say if the CEO sucks, right? And he would get voted down. Yeah, so he will put back to the election, and he'll be resigned or whatever, and the new CEO will step up to the plate and prove that he can do his work, right?
Yes.
Now let's talk about, before we move on, let's talk about the incentives for these endorsers. Like, I guess, do they get any kind of extra incentives to be endorser and CEO?
Of course, there is incentive. So think about it like proof of work. So if the endorser is an employee for the blockchain, for the DAO. So for being employee, instead of being a miner, you are an employee and you take a salary from the DAO. That's it. It's the same goes for the CEO.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So now once it get put into the community, now the community is going to be able to vote, right? It's going to be able to vote whether they like the project or not. Then you guys will invest based on the majority rule, right? Because you're not going to have a consensus from everyone that's going to vote on the same project.
No,
now
it's not about consensus. It's not about consensus. It's about the voting power. So let's imagine the scenario. The scenario is one project that wants $10,000 now. Okay, I personally hold let's say $100,000 worth of token. Okay. My voting power can allocate 1% of my wallet, my total value of the token. So if I have voted the project, I will give the project $1,000. If I downvoted the project, I will reduce the amount that this project gain of $1,000. So it's not about percentage as much as about who, like the people who voted, do they have enough tokens or not? Can they actually affect the value of, because we don't want like, it's not about how many people who voted, it's about how much interested the person who voted in the longevity and effectiveness of the DAO. If you hold more tokens, you have more deep stake, and you have more interest to see the DAO succeeding, and also you have more rewards because it's percentage of your voting power.
Now, got it. Now, what if I hold, say, for example, I have the most tokens out there, right? And so therefore I have more power in the DAO. So my votes counts a lot more than the people underneath me. Now, for example, if I vote that and I have a lot of power to vote that, but the project turns out to be a shitty project, what happens?
You are the biggest loser in this case. Because you are the holder of the biggest amount of the token.
Oh, sorry, Callie kind of cut you off there. So can you say that again? And what happens to me if it?
I said, since you hold the most amount of tokens, you will be the biggest loser if you voted wrong, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you will not vote wrong. You either withhold your vote, or you will vote if you are voting right.
I see. But so there's no. I guess there's no
So
penalty.
it's
There's
based on
no
interest.
penalty to me. There's no penalty to
No,
me towards me, as if, let's say, because you say if I voted correctly, I get rewards, but if I voted wrong, nothing happens to me.
nothing happens to you. No.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got it.
Yes.
All right. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. I love to see how this all played out. Very interesting.
Because
Now, go ahead.
because listen, why nothing happened to you? Because once if you made a mistake, something bad happened to you. This is not a business model. It's become more of gambling model, and we don't want gambling model. We want a business model.
Right. Okay, got it. Now, my question for you is, right, now, are you guys mainly starting focus on, like, let's say, seed round, like private sales only? And if you guys are, do you think the endorser will have enough information, or even the CEO? You think they'll have enough information to make the assessment whether the project is good or not?
No, let me tell you something. There is a gap here. Let me tell you something. We are not going to focus on blockchain startups. It's part of our work. If they come, they are welcome. But generally, we are focusing also on traditional businesses on the ground. What we do, we have a deal with each companies of the CEO will make a deal with each company. What is the terms that we want? Do you give us 20% equity to Invitron for being a partner in you, for funding you? Will you give us royalty? Will you give us? It depends. It's a venture capital. It's like it will act as a venture capital, not just like.
Can I say something?
Just for cryptocurrency. Yeah,
Sorry.
Khalid?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that as a VC, we will be able to discuss and negotiate with the traditional business. It's not necessarily a crypto space business. We would be able to negotiate, for example, how many board seats, what's the involvement in the business, what sort of equity we are looking for. And such negotiation on the business depend on the business owners. What are they looking for, and what's their expectations, and how can we be more involved in the business to add value and contribute to that business as well, not just financially. So based on the finance, we will find out how many board seats we will be eligible for, and that will give us a lot of voting and involvement in the business.
Okay. This process is prior the voting. So prior putting the project for community voting, this process will be done. Once it's done, this information that the deal that is done, what is the deal with the startup or the SME that we are funding, it will be for public. So the deal is this: we have. For this company, we are buying 20% shares with this terms, and then the voting will start according to the information about the deal that is going to happen with this project.
I see. So now you guys, okay, so you guys not limited to the crypto projects only, but you guys also focus on traditional projects. Now,
for example, a game want to develop. Financial technology and a mobile app, anything. Usually, mostly it will be focused on fintech, because fintech is the most prosper side of businesses, with term of amount of investment versus the potential of growth.
I see. Now I guess okay. So let's say when you guys. Let me try to word this question properly. Now,
we are giving too much information, right?
No, this is good, because we're dissecting the whole business model, right? So this is actually good because we have. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can
Now
hear you now.
I can hear you now. Yes.
No, that's good. This is good that we breaking everything down to detail, right? Because we do have projects coming in here, and you guys apparently have a different type of model going on, and also you have a good background as well. Now, you are raising money in the crypto space, right?
Yes.
Now, how are you converting? Let's say I have a traditional business. I come to you and I say, you know what, Malik, Khaled, I have a startup business here. It's a great concept. I'd like to present my business concept to you in hopes that I get some funding from you. Now you say, you know what, Seattle, your business is great. Let's work out a deal. I'll put in, let's say, $20,000, for example. How are you converting the crypto into fiat money in order to fund me?
That's a very good point. We will not do that. If you want money from us, you have to learn how to use crypto. And we will only be working in the country who are crypto friendly or allowing to pay in crypto. Because we are offering money. I am offering you money. You have to come to me. You have to learn how to come to me. It's not my job to find a way to give you the money, right?
Correct. But let's say if okay, so investor put in tokens, right? They buy tokens in order to participate in your tokenomics, right, into the ecosystem. But one way or the other, that business will have to sell to convert to fiat in order for them to offboard the dollar, correct? Or how? Or you have any other system?
That's exchanges. That's the online exchanges. They take our token and they sell it in the exchange. That's very simple.
Right, but wouldn't that affect the chart though? I mean, if you
yes,
invest in...
absolutely. That's where we created a mechanism to avoid that.
Oh yeah, let's hear about it. Let's hear the mechanism.
You are touching on very nice points, huh? So we created a mechanism of.
I'm a technical guy. I like to break things down in detail. So as you can see, let's talk about the mechanics.
That's a very good. So what happened? It's a model of vesting, but it's not vesting. We created another token. The other token will act like bonds. So what happened is, for example, you are requiring investment. For example, let's say $100,000. We don't give you our native token in the value of $100,000. We give you the bonds. And the bonds will be also according to the condition that was agreed upon prior to list your project. So the bonds, let's say, and these bonds are exchangeable with our native token. You cannot sell it anywhere. You cannot use it anywhere. You can. It's a token, but it's not listed on exchanges. So the only utility of this bond is to send it back to the smart contract and claim our native token. However, you have a limited amount every day that you can claim. You cannot claim it all at once. And this will be agreed upon prior to list your project for voting. This to avoid dumping on the exchange at once. Make it like gradual, like it's not immediate dump. That's it.
Right. But eventually it will need to be sold gradually, like you said. Now, sorry, man, I think very technically, and because I've come from a business background as well. Now, with that said, though, with what you just said there, right, you do have a system for businesses to offboard gradually, but that also translates to that you cannot be investing in many projects at the same time. Is that what I'm hearing here? Because
absolutely, we cannot invest in multiple projects at the same time. We have to take care of the trading volume of our token, and according to the trading volume of the token, the DAO will be able to invest. You cannot just keep investing; it's impossible.
I see. Okay.
You have two measures. You have two measures to take care of it at all the time: your market cap and the trading volume.
Right. Very important. Very important.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I did see that you guys say that you guys are inflationary token, that you guys will be minting your token.
We will not be minting nothing. The DAO will be minting. The voting is the one who will be minting, not us. We will
Right,
not
the
have the
contract.
right to mint. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you counter that with the increasing supply?
So there is a limited amount of inflation in the code. It's also depending on the market cap and the volume. It's the inflation will be used only for it's technically Bitcoin is inflationary until 2140, right? So inflation is important for the economy. You cannot make economic system without inflation. It's impossible. Well, whoever tell you that he doesn't know anything about economy. Economy is without inflation doesn't work. That's what I say about this.
Walk with me through the process. So let's say the DAO votes, right, and it mints the token. Now the token is going to be given to the to the businesses, correct? To the business
Yes.
that it decide to vote on. Okay.
Yes.
Now, so I mean, there's got to be some kind of mechanic to counter that. Do you guys have like some type of like buyback and burn, or what?
Absolutely. So this is the only way why we are the only reason why we are investing, and this is the only way how to distribute profit. So the DAO will not distribute the profit that is generated by the businesses that we partner in. The DAO will only the business will deposit the profit in the DAO, and the DAO will exchange it with decentralized exchanges and burn the tokens. So technically, it's deflationary, but the deflation will not happen instantly. It will happen maybe after 1 or 2 years. It will start to happen. In the beginning, it's just inflation.
But it also the deflationary. It also depends on the success of the business, correct?
Absolutely. That's why we have we have to create a mechanism where we choose very wisely, and that's what we did, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it looks like you guys kind of have to like, yeah. I mean, I think the system is great, but there's got to be a lot of mindfulness, right? Of like the volume, the price point, the business that being invested to.
Absolutely.
So you have to take a lot of factors into consideration to ensure that the jobs that are here on the investors.
Which I think you already know that we are aware of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I love the voting system for sure. Yeah, thank you for that, Malik and Kala. Thank you for the detailed breakdown. Because so that way the community and us can understand fully how your project works. Awesome. Now let's talk about. Is there anything else you want to speak on, Malik, before we talk about the pre-sale coming up here in 13 hours? 15 days, right?
No, I want to hear the question. If there is a question, if there is more questions, I can hear it, no problem. But I honestly, I tried as much as I can to explain what I have on top of my head right now, honestly. But because once the question started, you don't, I cannot like start to speak out of my mind, honestly. I need to hear questions to answer. I don't know if Khalid or Mario have something to say.
No, that's perfect. Now, there's a lot of questions in the community as well, and from me, and also it's because I think that I see that there's a link to the white paper, but the white paper is not out yet. When can we expect the white paper to come out?
It is out. It is out. I can share it with you. I was waiting just for some changes in the graphic design. I can share it in the group if you want. It's already shared in our group too.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's not on the website.
Yeah, it's not on the website. No, we have. I can share it here in the group. Am I allowed to share files on the group, or will I be kicked out?
No, you will not be kicked out. Yeah.
No, I mean by the bot.
Oh no, we have a very open room. You can share anything, but the community will say, if you share shitty projects, they will say the shit project. We let the community, just kind of like your DAO, we let the community talks.
That's good. That's very good. So this is the white paper here.
Perfect.
It will be.
And I will.
We did not upload. Honestly, we did not upload it because it's a little bit heavy. They did not combine the element of the illustrator. So it's when you open it, it will take maybe a few seconds before the page to load. Its page to load. That's why we did not put it up. I'm waiting for the compressed version so I can put it up in the website.
Awesome, and I will be looking at that as well, and I'm sure our community as well.
Yeah.
Now, when can we expect? Walk us through the timeline right now, because apparently your website, there's a lot of missing information on there, right? You have a lot of example section on there.
Yes.
When can we expect the website to be done? When can we expect the DAO setup to be done? And pretty much the DAO platform. When do you think all that's going to be fully in gear?
Okay, let me tell you something. We honestly did not. We were not planning to start to be open to the public yet. We were not start. We're not planning to start opening up to the community. However, once we started the audit and KYC, we find that people started to join our community. And when we made the Presale live, we didn't know the procedure. We don't make ICO every day. So we didn't know the right procedure for how to, from where to start and according to our timeline. So honestly, we were planning to go public on May 5 and to start our campaign on May 5. And unfortunately, it seems like once you are up, you are up. You cannot go back. So that's why our website is not ready. And that's why I told you, we are not finalizing the design for the white paper yet. And the website will be ready before May 5. The pre-sale is on May 10. The DAO itself, it will be finished by the end of October. The ICO will be commenced most likely if the license. We are licensing in Switzerland, and it's not easy. It's taking time because there is a lot of regulation from FINMA, which is the regulating body of Switzerland for crypto assets or financial assets in Switzerland. Once we are done, we will be launching our public sale, and we will start to pitch for venture capitals. And most likely, the DAO will be finished on the end of October. Most likely, the ICO will be before or maybe after that. I honestly prefer after that, but it depends on how it goes with us. After that, we are ready to go. We are already, by the way, we are already in discussion with. Today we had a meeting with KuCoin, and we submit our application, but on the condition not to be tradable yet, just listing. Also, L Bank is listing. It's not like, I don't like to say L Bank because L Bank is not a big exchange, but anyway, one of the exchanges is L Bank. Binance will not be an option for the moment because they don't list you if you go to them. You have to wait for them to come to you. You cannot just go to them. They have to select you. You cannot select them. That's technically what's going on.
Awesome. No, I mean, L Bank is pretty big. Now, Malik, you're not the person that reached out to me regarding L Bank recently, have you? You're not the one, are you?
Sorry? No.
Are you the one? No, okay. Must be somebody else as well. We have connections to L
Bank already approved us, but it's not the biggest. It's not the one that we should start with. If we list with L Bank, maybe it will be the second or the third stage. In the beginning, now we are focusing now. The available option for us now, honestly, is KuCoin, and we will be going with them for the moment. After that,
Awesome.
we will see what can happen. Yeah.
Okay, so to recap what Malik just said there, so the DAO platform will be ready around end of October. And so you guys going through almost kind of like a SEC regulations in a way to ensure compliance in Switzerland. So it's kind of like almost the same as the SEC here in the United States. So I guess that's a great thing.
Absolutely. We have by the way, a legal opinion about our token that it's not a security. It's a utility and payment token, and governance and payment token.
Okay.
We tried as much as we can to avoid be deemed as security in the future, because once you are deemed as security, you will get a lot of headache from the SEC. Wherever you are, by the way, not only if you are in the US, wherever you are, they can pursue you. The SEC is very strong.
Yeah, they have a lot of influence all over the world. I know.
Yeah.
The only way I think businesses find out recently, right?
Yeah.
But the good news is that Gary Gensler, I think he's going to get fired pretty soon here.
I hope so.
So hopefully things will change, at least for us in the US. But yeah, no, they literally what he's doing is that he's moving all the. Yeah, it's crazy.
We are not asking to not give regulation. Instead, we are asking to make regulation and make it clear.
Exactly, brother.
Yeah.
I know. It's crazy that he couldn't even answer whether Ethereum is considered a security commodity. Well, if you cannot answer that, how the hell are people supposed to know?
He cannot. So you know what's the problem for Ethereum, right? For them in their eyes.
It's a stake. The move to power stake.
No, that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that they conducted an ICO.
Well, no, Ethereum, Gary Gensler, there were two coins that considered non-security. It was Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, when they moved it to proof of work to proof of stake, so what happened is that based on the Howey test, when you stake something, you expect a return on your investment. So because of that, it goes against the Howey test. So because of when you stake something, you expect a return. So therefore, now it could be considered as a security. So based off that alone, but he did say that it was a security, non-security. I mean, before it was a proof of work, but now it's proof of stake now. So that's what happened. But yeah, so let's talk about your pre-sale here.
Honestly, in my mind, it makes sense. Staking is security, 100%. 100%. Even if it was decentralized, it's staking is staking. This is my opinion. I'm not like trying to form my opinion. No, and I love Ethereum. It's my I am building my DAO on Ethereum. So I did not choose Binance, BSC, or I did not choose any. I was by the way, I was thinking about EOS to build the DAO there. But the only problem for me, I thought, bear with me and please don't think about me that I am crazy. Don't think that I'm crazy or maybe I am hallucinating or illusionist. I thought that the DAO, Invitron DAO will grow so big, and even the biggest venture capital and banks in the world will be trying to shut it down, because if it works right and it did what I intend and it did in my vision, it will be the biggest worldwide investment fund in the future. So that's not something that they like. So I that's why I did not go with EOS, because EOS is better. It's very easy to work with, and it does not need fees to transact on. So it's ultimate choice for me for the DAO. But I did not go with it because it's sort of centralized, because it's easy to shut it down. You can shut down the entire network of EOS very easily.
You're talking about the EOS. You're talking about the EOS, right?
Yes, EOS. I call it EOS. I like to call it EOS.
Yes. Yeah, I'm actually very familiar with the EOS as well. I think they are like a billion market cap.
If you go to my blog on Steemit itself, Steemit, I have a blog there. I can send you the link. You will find that I have many posts in 2017 about EOS. I love it. Even my banner in the top, you will find the EOS logo.
Nice,
I'm
nice.
one of the. I participated in the ICO. I bought around, I think, 50,000 token or something like that back then.
Man, that
I
was a
made I
crazy
made a lot
time,
of
huh?
profit.
2017.
Yeah, I made a
Yeah,
lot of profit actually. Others.
yeah. EOS was actually very hot. I mean, every coin went out, like you said earlier. Back in 2017, I was part of it. I mean, you have an idea, and then people to raise like $5 million, $10 million. It was an insane
Easy,
time. It was
easy.
easy. That was like
Even
overnight.
lending coins was like crazy. You can just buy a platform ready-made, put it online, make a deposit address, and hey, I have a lending coin, and you take $2-3 million very easy.
It was insane. It was insane. But yeah, all right. Well, let's talk about your pre-sale here. So Malik, looks like your pre-sale is going to be up in 13 days, 16 hours from now, and it's on Pink
Yes,
Cell. You guys are going for, wow, $2 million, huh? Am I seeing that right? 2 million?
yes, $2 million. Yes,
Okay, so
and
the
soft cap
pre-sale
is
is
500.
okay. So okay? So that's the hard cap, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and the soft cap is 500,000 USD.
which was crazy for even Pink Sale. They told us, "Are you crazy? You are asking for a very high amount. Nobody asked for that." Tell them it's not your job. If I don't raise 500, I don't want the money. I want to return it. That's it. It's simple as that. Because what's the point of taking the money that is not enough for you?
And
Correct.
by the way, startups actually, it's not unheard of that startups could ask for that much money. I mean,
Yes,
this is
but
actually
now in crypto space,
I think
it's easy.
yeah, I understand. I totally understand where they're coming from. I think with Invitron DAO, like what Malik said, you know how Silicon Valley Bank started? Two people were just chilling around and they decided to open a bank because every startup opportunity that goes to banks, and because these banks look at these startup opportunities that you do not have a cash flow, you don't have any assets, so basically piss off and close the door on your way out. So Silicon Valley Bank decided, like, you know what? Let's open a bank where we take all these startups, we hold them, we nurture them, and we give them the capital they needed. Tararara, guess what? Silicon Valley was making billions and billions of dollars. Why? Because they took the high risk road for betting on these startups. It's a high risk investment, everybody knows that, but it's a very lucrative and high profitable opportunities. And what banks actually do, that's actually what made me actually love finance more than engineering. What actually banks do, that takes your money that you park in the banks and they invest that money into 10 to 100 to even 200 opportunities. But if we take a small example of just 10 companies, the bank will take $1 billion, invest $1 billion in 10 startups. The formula would be as follows: 3 to 4 companies will go bust, 2 companies will break even, 1 company will just, you never know what could happen, and 1 or 2 out of the 10 companies will make enough profit to cover all the losses of all the 10 companies and the 10 investments. And that's how actually they started, and that's how they bet. That's why banks never lose and banks make money. So as a venture capital focusing on only startups, there's a huge profit to be made. It's a high risk, we all understand that, but at least from $500,000 to 2 million, I would say it's reasonable. But like Malik said, on Pink Sale, it's unheard of. I understand, but it's not impossible. The more you're optimistic about it, the more you go for it. There are people with cash. I know the economy is down. I know banks are going haywire in the US and even in worldwide as well. But there are people with cash. And as long as they're available, we will hunt them and we will get them over.
I love the confidence, 100%. Yeah, I know. I mean, how the works is crazy, and that's the reason why they're exactly where they're at today, right? They use your money to invest in high risk project, and they do not have money to pay you back. So that's what happened. But yeah, no, you're right. $2 million is quite a bit. But Khaled, if my advice or my recommendations or my input to you guys is that in speaking to you, Khaled, you came from a great background that's actually relevant to what are you guys doing. You seem very knowledgeable in this field as well, and also you have the connections. I have not looked at the white paper yet, but I think that's something that if you can draw a clear directions for investors to look at, here, listen, I have this connection in traditional world. This is what I have done in my past experiences. And this is what I'm going to plan to execute, the same business model that you raise millions or whatever, billions for the traditional world, right? So somehow I think investors, they have to be able to see that you guys are able to bring the crypto people and tie to the traditional world and able to bring on great businesses in real life as well. And I think you guys can be able to raise that. You have 13 days, Khaled. I think your stories or whatever your experience, I think it needs to be put out there more in talking to you. I don't know your whole background yet, but I feel like your story is the one that actually may get people to really get that 2 million.
I understand. I agree with you. And we'll elaborate on that on the white papers as well. I mean, to be honest with you, I had more rejections from venture capital and private equity firms more than you could imagine. I built a success formula on being able to have a laser target connections with exactly the right money source for the right company. And people and investors have been waiting for this collapse for decades. That's when people get this billions from everywhere and they try to invest it. You will be surprised on the opportunities I receive every day. People are looking to acquire 20 to 30% of banks in India and then Pakistan and then China. Why? Because they know after a year and a half, they will pump that money up. So this is the time where people actually inject capital and wait. I mean, look at Warren Buffett, Quora. The last quarter, how much investments went. The top 10 companies were all technology. Meta was one of them. Google was number one. And they are at 50% discount. I mean, people are waiting for this collapse and they're just enjoying seeing the stock fall to inject that capital because they know they will make it back. They know it for a fact. Did you know actually what happened to Apple? Can anybody believe that Apple at one point will be able to allow people to actually open a bank account with them with a 4.3% return? Do you understand what this could do to the banking system in the US? Apple made that happen in the US and it will be eligible in the Middle East within the next few months. I'm not sure if you guys heard about it. You can open an account at Apple, put money in that account, and they will give you a return on investment of 4.3%. That screws the US banking system. And this is what? This is Apple doing that.
That's crazy. I have not heard about it. That's insane.
It's insane. It's insane. And when I found it, I was actually shocked. And this is a technology company doing that. So there is so much potential for Invitron to do that if the right marketing is done properly. But I know there is a lot of people. I know it's difficult to maybe explain it. You would need Malik, you would need Mario, said there. People would understand. If people understand 60 to 80% of the white papers, and then we can address, I mean, that's how we can complete the full picture. To be honest with you, with my years of experience working on both sides of the tables with companies and with investors, believe it or not, 70% of the conversation is just about social life. We're talking about soccer, we're talking about football, we're talking about music and yachts and watches. And the last 20% is this is, you know what? I like you, I'm investing. Believe it or not, he could sit with somebody else with an opportunity that it's better than you, but I just don't like you. So I'm not going to invest. And it could be even more lucrative for them. It's all about chemistry and when to talk and when to listen. This is how it's all done.
100%. 100%. I think that the relationship is important.
100%.
Now, Khaled, I'm assuming that you're going to be the main person who will be, I guess, they call the foot soldier on the ground in the traditional world.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely supporting Malik and Mario in this. Yes.
Yeah. So, because right now, right? I mean, I guess in a sense, if you can look at a lot of these exchanges or this platform, whatever pre-sale platform, almost like a crowdfunding platform, right? Now, the only problem, now you got pink sale, where it's decentralized, where there's no really an entity or a single person or even a team that vet the projects, right? There's no vetting here because it's decentralized. But if you look at other, platform like you say BSC Pad, and you have other centralized platform, they do have a team that vet the projects, very strategically before they list on their pad. Those are decentralized platform, right? Even the SEX platform, right? Every exchange have a pre-sale where they actually vet the projects, verify ID, etc. I guess you can look at those as a crowdfunding platform, right? So I guess the challenge for you, I think, is that I know this is fully relying on the community in order to vote and through your endorser and CEO. But I think it's right now people's attention span, they don't really like to actually do the work themselves, and that's a problem within the crypto space, right? They don't like to do research for them. They really rely on other people to do research for them, right? And also at the same time, right now, I think the challenge for you is that you have to actually. I don't know if you guys have a department.
I will tell you what will happen. You will have two parties in the DAO. You will have Democrats and Republicans. Technically, what you will have influencer who pitch one idea and influencer who pitch the other idea. That's it. And you have to choose which side of the table you will be on. Technically, that's what's going to happen. This is what I am imagining that's going to happen, and I think I am right, because it's democracy, and democracy will be going in this way, 100%.
Right. I think the advantage for you guys is that you have Khaled, who has a lot of connections in the traditional world, and he's been raising money for businesses as well. Now, I'm not sure the magnitude of relationship you have in the traditional world, but I think
you can check our LinkedIn profile, and you will see you will see my and you can see my connections also as well.
Yeah, right. You guys have the connections, but I think if any input I would have for you guys.
Sorry?
Oh, go ahead.
I said I just posted the links for our LinkedIn profile, 3 of us on the event chat here.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you guys are very ambitious, but I think like if I have any input, that will be like really draw the connections between your experience in the traditional world to here, right? I think that's probably where the biggest value is for you guys, to get the people to believe in you.
Honestly, let me tell you something. I was thinking to bring my connection to the community group. I have more than, I think, in my phone I have around maybe 2,000 connections or something like that. But I am a little bit shy to bring them in, because the conversation usually on the crypto market is very childish, and it's not professional. So I don't want to be exposed to, I don't want my connection to see me like leading a community that is like this much childish and this much saying like moon, LFG, whatever this. I don't want to, honestly, this is the point. So I am now planning to create another community just for the people just for my own connections. And that will I be pushing also. But that will be after the pre-sale, sure.
No, in talking to you guys, I definitely see the knowledge, the experience, and the education in order to execute this. But sometimes in the space here, it takes a lot of convincing to do, right? So like Khaled said, it takes the right marketing. So pretty much convincing people, right? They have to see you guys, your experiences and all the whole 9 yards, right? Especially when you're trying to raise 2 million. I think you guys have it all there, right? But I think it's also, people have to see it as well. I see it, but you have to convince other people to see it as well.
Yes, I know. That's why we are not saving time to go for interviews and AMAs. So to make people aware of who we are, who we really are. We are not just white paper.
Yeah, I would definitely dive deep into the white paper. And I think the community would love to look at that as well. All right, guys. So, and you guys are audited already, correct?
which doesn't make sense to me, but yes, we are audited.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
Because your platform, yeah. I think the contract, right? So
Exactly.
usually what
Exactly.
what Pinkcell requires is, right? You have the basic
Yeah, but
contract.
we did that just because they want us to do it. So not because we think it's the, like, an important thing to do, or it does validate us about anything.
Yeah, I know. Because it's like in the crypto, it's like you have to audit every contract. So let's say you have the main contract has to be audited to make sure that you cannot. There's no pause. There's no rug pull, right?
Honestly, my problem was the auditing body themselves. Like, it's not really an auditing body. It's just I don't want to roast anyone anyway. So yeah, it's something that we have to do, and we did it. That would be enough. Even the KYC.
Yeah, no,
the KYC
I get it.
is crazy. Is crazy. It's very, very, very. You know, if you want to do KYC in exchange, it will be more difficult than doing the KYC for the ICO or pre-sale.
Right. But I think the audit, I think that's gonna just the reason why, right now it's very I don't know, everyone is in the crypto space in like very high alert sentiment, right? Because they get rug pull all the time, and and contracts stop trading. So I think it's a good thing that at least you get the basic audit out of the way to ensure that
yes, absolutely.
Basic things out of the way. All right, now how much of this is going to be in the LP, Malik, for your 2 million? Let's say if you reach the hard cap, what would it be?
What do you mean?
Like for the liquidity pool, like how much are you putting into the liquidity pool if you meet your hard cap of 2 million?
Liquidity pool? What do you mean by the liquidity pool?
LP.
Yes, I get it. But
is a limited partner, you mean?
No. So let's say, because you need people to buy and sell, right?
For the exchanges,
are you planning to go to fully sex only, not decentralized?
You mean for the exchanges, right?
Oh, okay. So you're not doing decentralized exchanges. You do centralized only.
Sorry. I get it. So what you are saying is about the liquidity pool for the exchanges for creating the order book, right?
I actually, now that makes sense. So it looks like you guys do not want to list on PancakeSwap. You're going straight to central exchange only.
No. Even the token will be locked. Yeah, so your token is not tradable until we finalize the ICO. This will be maybe in the end of October. So it's not tradable. The token will not be tradable. Even if we are listed on exchanges, we will be just listed and announced. They will be announced as that we are listed, but they will not be. If you go to trade the token, you will find it locked and tradable.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, right. So you're talking about centralized, like you said, centralized exchanges. You need an order book, right? You need an order book, right? So you give the exchange the token.
Absolutely.
Now with the decentralized, in a decentralized world, we call that liquidity pool. There's no order book, right? So you input the money, people buy.
That's why I did not understand the question. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Yes. But so you're not going to a decentralized exchange, correct? So you're not listing on PancakeSwap.
No. Absolutely. We are ARC20, not BSC. Not on
Uniswap, I mean. Yeah, Uniswap. Yeah, so you're not going Uniswap either. So you're going straight to your centralized only.
Yes, we will not try to list in decentralized exchanges. I don't know how is the process. I think it's just a smart contract that you should the owner of the smart contract list the token, or it will be listed by itself automatically. I don't know that. I did not check about that.
Oh yeah, so it's actually very popular. I would say 99 or maybe 100, maybe 99.999%. Maybe you are the only person that does not that raise money off Pinkcell and go for centralized only. I would say 99.9% people actually, when they raise money, they go into decentralized exchange. So that means that there's no centralized entity, right? So that's just a basic principle of crypto, right? Fully decentralized. So what happened is that you take a percent of that $2 million, you put into the LP. They call liquidity pool, right? So you put that into the LP.
Yes, in the centralized exchanges, instead of the LP, you have the order book and you have market making companies.
Right, just
You
like a regular stock market.
Yes, you make a contract with a market making company and finalize it for you. What we give as a liquidity pool for the exchanges is the token itself. We don't just give the token, and they will take care of the other part of the opposite party of the trading pair.
Right, they take care of everything. You just get the token, right? Now with the decentralized, you will give the token. You will put a token in, and you also put a stable coin in with just the money that you raised there. So that's how decentralized works. But it looks like you guys do not plan to go to decentralized Uniswap. So
no, instead we will pay the listing fees instead of giving liquidity pool.
Right, yeah. But that's something that you guys probably should look into it. Because as you know, the first principle of crypto is decentralizations, right? No centralized entity.
Absolutely.
If you look at the Uniswap actually does volume a lot higher than a lot of the centralized exchange because people actually prefer not to register to exchange. So that's something that you may be losing opportunity out on. That's something to be mindful of.
I believe, like I am extremely convinced that we do not need to list on the decentralized exchange because it will be already listed and people will start trading the token without even us trying to list it. Once it's listed on centralized and in the good reputation exchange, it will be auto listed on decentralized exchanges without even us trying to do it. Also, other small exchanges will list us without application.
Look further into it, Malik, because it's not like centralized. Now, centralized people can actually do it without you doing it, right? But decentralized you can because you need a adequate LP, I guess enough money in order for people to trade. So it's not like an order book. Literally, you have to put money in for people to trade. So that can only be done. That can only be done by the owner usually because you raise money. You have a lot of money in a lot of tokens. But yeah, look into it.
So, for example, if okay, I get. I have to research that. No problem.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that we have this conversation because I think I confuse you, you confuse me, but it looks like we are. Your intention right now currently is not beyond a decentralized exchange, so fully centralized exchanges only. Okay, now that makes sense now.
Yes. Because we are aiming for listen, we are aiming to raise funds from VCs and private funds and family funds. So we want to show them power, and if to show them power, you need to focus on reputable exchanges. This is the part. If you tell them we are listed on Uniswap, okay, anybody can list on Uniswap. That doesn't work.
Right. Okay, sounds great. All right, so that's in 13 days away, guys. Okay, now let's. You have tokenomics too, right? What does your tokenomics look like?
It's already listed here. I can copy it or just say it. Because anyway, I can tell you on the top of my head, we have 50% for the public sale. We have 25% for the team, 10% vested for 2 years, and 15% vested for 5 years. We have 5% liquidity for the exchanges. We have we don't call it liquidity pool. We call it liquidity, just liquidity. We have advisor share. We have also part for the marketing. I don't remember how much we put for the marketing one more. Honestly, I did it long time ago, so I don't remember it. Just give me 1 second.
Looks like you have 5% for liquidity. So it seems like at one point you guys are thinking about liquidity for
Liquidity,
decentralized.
you have to give, yes, but liquidity of the tokens. So you have to give tokens for the exchange, not the. I told you, we give only the token, not the other pair.
Oh, okay. So that's what you mean by liquidity is for the for the centralized exchanges. Okay.
Yes, it's on the tokens. Yeah, we advise at 5%. Presale. Actually, this is first stage. We are planning also to do another presale on Arabic platform very soon. About 2% of the token also. We are raising the community for this for Saudi Arabia. But this is not a solid plan yet. It's just under development idea. Yeah, because we are waiting for Sharia compliance because we cannot list in Saudi Arabia without Sharia compliance. So we are waiting. We already submitted for Sharia compliance, and if it works, we will be also exposed to the Saudi Arabia market. So if this happened, we will do another pre-sale in Saudi Arabia. But
Awesome.
the total pre-sale is 5%. Now we are selling around maybe 1.8% or 1.4% in pink sale only.
All right, sounds good. Looks like you guys have quite a bit of a long vesting period for the team, so that's great.
Yes.
Advice as well. So 2 years, looks like 2 years, and the team is 5 years.
Yes.
All right, sounds great.
Also,
all right, Malik,
by the way, the VC and the venture funds that will come in, they will not be just buying tokens and they can trade it. It will be also locked token vested. Minimum, we are speaking about minimum 12 to 18 months. This is the minimum. We can go a little bit higher if they require like a large amount of tokens. We will go higher than that. But generally speaking, we will not go below 12 months, 1 year for vesting for the VCs.
See, awesome. All right, so I think that's pretty much everything that I think we need to talk about regarding the project. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Malik, before we take some questions from the community?
No, that. I'm fine. Please go ahead.
Awesome. All right. So with that being said, Mike, he's been keep tracking a lot of questions in the room, and he's going to come on and read some of the few questions away.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Deanna, do you have a question you would like to ask on voice? If you do, please go ahead.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Go for it, brother. Or
Is
ma'am.
there any coin called the Bitcoin?
Sorry?
What's your question, Deanna?
Is there any coin can touch physically?
Physical?
Is there any coin that this coin? So ultimately, I would assume your question, Deanna, is what separates this coin from other coins? Correct?
Hey, Mike, I think Diana just told him at the moment. I mean, that's just a stupid question.
Yeah, correct. We're gonna move on there.
Yeah, we're gonna move on here.
Also, there was yeah, we're gonna move on. Anyways, point of view. I see you unmuted yourself as well. Do you have a question, brother?
Hey, can you hear me?
100%, brother.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So, it's kind of like my first time. So, I just wanted to ask about the buyback inflated tokens and how do you actually like kind of like buying them out, and does it actually affect the value of the native token you have, or like how do you plan on doing this? That's my first question.
So the question is how to buy back the token?
Yeah, like how do you buy back inflated tokens and buying them out?
Yes. So now we are going back to the decentralized exchanges. So the startup or the project that we invested in, after getting approved for the profit that in the end of the year profit, it will be approved from the CEO. To avoid the CEO touching any money, we are in the contract we do with the startup that we invested with. The way of distributing profit is not liquid. The way of distributing profit, we directly depositing to the DAO after approving the amount. So once the CEO approved the amount for the company that we are partner in, they will deposit this amount in the contract, in the smart contract, and the smart contract will direct this fund to the decentralized exchanges and buy back the tokens.
Oh, okay. That actually brings to my question about the CEO, because I actually wrote that in my question. You were saying
Yes.
something about the CEO. So I wrote something about how does the voting model used by your company, like how do you use it for deciding on new investments, and how are the endorsers and the elected CEO involved in the decision making process? So that was my second question.
The first part of the question, can you repeat the first part of the question?
Okay, I was like, what voting model are you using? Like, what voting model? That was the
voting
first
model.
part. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the second part was okay.
Let me tell you something. Okay. After the filtration process from the endorser and the CEO, they have no voting power on the way of the project, if it was going to be upvoted or downvoted. So their job is only to filter the project, vote the project until it arrives to the public voting. Once it's arrived to the public voting, they cannot vote for it. They can, however, vote for it if they have token. If they have token, yes, they will be able to vote same like anybody of the token holder. But in general, they have no privileged power for assigning any funds for the project. And regarding how the voting model work, the voting model work is on Ethereum smart contract. It's a transaction that's done on the MetaMask, for example. You open MetaMask, go to, connect with our UI, and you go to downvote, sign the transaction with the MetaMask, and then your vote will be calculated.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to ask anymore, so I don't take much of your time.
No problem.
Thank you for the questions there. I don't know how to pronounce the name. Kabatin?
It's Caston. Just say Caston.
Caston. All right.
Yeah, this is I think German.
It's German. Okay.
I'm Nigerian.
But the alphabet is German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as the ET is here, sorry. Appreciate those questions there. Next question we're going to take from the texting community. And if there's any questions on voice that anybody here would like to ask, please feel to unmute yourself at any point. For the first question I'm going to roll through here is from 100 Proof. Says, your private sale, if you had one, how much was raised and where were those funds allocated to from your private sale?
We did not have a private sale until this moment. Any fund that was paid and spent on the project, it was my own and Mario's money. Nothing that was paid from anybody else.
Out of pocket, no funds raised
Out
from
of pocket. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So, second question here.
Let me tell you something. I don't know. It's not. I am not flexing here. Just an idea.
Flex it up, brother.
I don't like to flex. Okay. It's late. It's little bit late here now. Okay, this time. So let me show you a little bit where I am, just to give you a glance. This is my office. This is where I am now. This is my company.
Nice.
Just to show you. This is where I am now. We sell also lighting, chandeliers, as you can see. This is like our workstations here,
Ready for
and
the
there
vote?
is another here. There is nobody here because it's now already like late here in Qatar. But I'm just trying to show off now. Okay, that's
I
all.
like it. What time
Okay.
is it over in Qatar? What time is it?
It's 2 a.m. in the morning.
At 2
So,
a.m. Okay.
yeah, this is look. I will show you the Invitron DAO office that we are going to receive the stuff in after the pre-sale. It's already prepared. Look,
Flex it, Malik.
it's empty now, but already prepared to receive the stuff.
Nice. All right, so this is a separate entity that you've already bought a business,
Yeah.
a brick and mortar, as they say. So
I
nice.
just want to show that where is the why we can fund ourselves. That's all.
Because you got all that room.
Yeah.
All right, Malik. Second question is relevant from Hunter Proof as well. Had a couple of questions here. Is raising $2 million on your pink sale? Do you really feel that you will hit this? As seen, there's a manual listing on the LP. So his question is, if you're injecting the funds raised in the LP, what is your thoughts behind this, and how much are you actually looking to put into your liquidity from your manual listing on pink sale?
Honestly, if you can repeat the question in more easy, yeah.
Sure. Maybe one of the teammates will help out here as well. But the question is, there's a manual listing, is what's said on your pink sale.
Yes.
So
yes.
This means you will manually inject the liquidity amount from funds raised from pink sale.
Yes.
How much
Yes.
are you hoping to apply to your liquidity?
Hey, Mike. Sorry, Malik. We just went through that already. So they're not planning to go to decentralized, Mike. We just talked about that before the questions there.
Exactly.
So they're fully centralized. That's what they're after.
Yes. Until by the way, until after the DAO start. Once the DAO start, we have to make a decentralized exchange in order for the DAO to function.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that, Seattle. Thanks, Malik.
No problem.
Next question is rolling in from Michelle here. Question 1 out of 4. One of the major problems in the space that we have is there's so many fake voters, bots, etc., that can either alter the perception of the investors, making them thinking that they're into something good or not. So what is your process behind vetting out all of these investors to actually hold a true good vote? Is there a limit to votes, or will you hold a large vote if you hold
Absolutely. So the more you vote, the lower your for vote value gets. So for example, in the first time you vote, you can allocate 10% of your voting allocation value. In the second vote, within 1 week, the value will be 9%. The third vote, the value will be 8%. It will be like this. So until you reach less than 1%, it will not be 0, but it will become less than 1% of your voting allocation value.
Good, very good. Okay, there we go. Next question is, I see that there's 9% unlocked on Pinkstill. What are those unlocked funds used for?
It's less than 10%, but consider it is 10%. This is we are going to start using it for marketing after the. So technically, we are bringing marketing partners, and we are going to give them vested like locked token. We will lock for them token in their wallet for a certain period of time to be agreed upon for to become marketing partners, like not just what to say, not just someone we pay for them for marketing. No, they will be invested, and we already have one company that is interested to be partner with us. This is one
Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so they're going to be invested there, Malik, that's what you said there.
Anyway, listen. Anyway, initially we did not lock any token. We only put we only allocated the pre-sale tokens, and we did not lock any token. But the company that do the audit forced us to lock the token in order to give us the audit badge. So we told them, okay, how much we should lock, and they told us, yeah, lock 900 million, and we are fine with that. We can give you the audit badge. Okay, I told them, no, the KYC, which doesn't make sense, by the way. If you see the argument, and I can post it on the chat, it was really frustrating. So the KYC is done, it's finished, and they are not giving us the KYC badge because of how much token we locked. I told them this is not relevant. The KYC is know your customer. Do you know me? And I give you the documents that you want. What's the relation between KYC and how much token I locked? Anyway, they told us that's what we have. You have to lock the 900 million, and otherwise we'll not give you the KYC. Okay, I will lock the KYC. I don't care. I can lock the 900 million because eventually I am not going to list the token for exchanges now, so it will not be tradable. So if it's locked or unlocked, it's the same. But if the perception for the investors is better, and okay, we lock it, no problem.
Okay, all right, I see that. Very nice there, Malik. So, question is going in from Deanna here is on the voting process, your DAO options. How does this procedure actually work? Does the voting actually correlate to how many tokens you hold? Now, say I'm a voter. I have a lot of tokens. What is the power of my vote, truly?
Yes. The voting power is according to the amount of the token that you hold. That's basically it. So it's 1%. The voting power is 1% allocation value of your token. So if you have 100 million token, you can allocate, 100 token, you can allocate 1 token with your vote. So you can, that's it. Simply as that. If you upvoted the one, you give the project one token. If you downvoted, you take away from the project 1 token.
Very well said there, Malik. Next question is Roland. Next question from Milo here. Milo, hope I said that right. It's very difficult for some projects to develop well, even some large projects to survive even only for a couple of weeks in these type of market conditions. So what is the best feature you guys feel currently that will help sustain you through this bear times into the bull market?
Yeah, the feature is we are relying on actual business generating model, not just staking model or bumping and dumping and trading and just hyping. We are relying on businesses. We are relying on making money in the real world, or even in the fintech world, in the cryptocurrency world. We are relying on on investing in businesses that make money for us. So when the business is making money for us and people start seeing the concept is working and the DAO is actually working and it's generating revenues and it's burning tokens by itself, the people will start to buy the token like crazy.
I like it. All right, so this actually rolls back to one of Hunter Proof's questions here. If I'm a massive whale in the project, say I hold 20K, 100K worth of dollars worth of your project, could I get pretty much that entire vote what's your expectations on that? Is there a limitation to how much?
Yes. So no, there is no limit. There is no limit. The more token you hold, the more your voting power is. However, by the way, exchanges are not allowed to vote because in the voting process you have to be whitelisted. Once you finalize the KYC and you are whitelisted, you can vote. Exchanges are the only body that is not allowed to vote because I'm speaking in centralized exchanges, because centralized exchanges can have big wallets. However, they have no interest in the project. So because the money that they have in their wallet is not theirs, so they don't care about the project. They can manipulate the project without even caring about it. So the only party that is not allowed to vote is the centralized exchanges. But on that, going back to the normal investor that holding the token, he can vote as much as he have the power. If he have 1 million token, he can vote. The value of the vote is depending on the 1 million token. 10 million token is according to that. But the question is, will you want 10 investors who have 1,000 token to vote for your project, or you want one investor who have 10 million token? Who will be the more educated vote, and who will be having the most interest on the success of the DAO? The 10 who have 1,000 or the one who have 10 million?
That's a very good point there. So are you saying, Malik, that if I hold 10 million coins, this is also going to be a doxed, if you will, transaction where they could see that the community can see that I hold 10 million.
To vote, you have to be whitelisted.
Whitelisted, okay. And how does one become
whitelisted? To be whitelisted, you have to do KYC. So to vote,
KYC?
not to buy the product. Yes. In order to vote, you have to be whitelisted.
Okay, and whitelisted consists of doing KYC, which we want to know your address, your face, and where you're from, correct?
Yes, this is just for voting, not for everything.
Right, just for voting for the project. All right, so moving on to the next about the projects here that we're voting for as a community. What if I'm a project and I wanted to come to you, Malik? What do I need to do for you to like me? For me to get hopefully the acceptance of the community?
Honestly, there is a criteria for everyone to like and dislike project. I have my own criteria, but my criteria might be right or wrong, which is why this is not my decision to make. It's the CEO, it's the elected CEO to make. I will not be the CEO of the company. I will be in the beginning, of course, until I will be let's say, by default, I will be the CEO in the beginning, until I get downvoted and someone else get upvoted, and then I will have to transfer the power to him or to
Can I
her.
comment on? I have a comment to say actually about this. So
Yes, please.
usually when first I just want to add a comment about your previous question when you said it's actually a very good question when you said if you have an investor who's willing to put the 10 million at once, or you have 10 different investors with 1 million each. Now, when it comes to a business opportunity, and a business opportunity is seeking for finance, you can have somebody that come and knock on your door and tell you, you know what, I have the 10 million that you want, I'll give it to you. But the terms that he will apply to you might not be suitable for your business. So it might not be a good marriage. So I do have the capital, I will give you the capital, but I might put rules on you that I will have more controlling power in the business, that it's your baby more than you do. And this is what happened in Apple. So it depends on what the business is looking for. Is the business is looking to have control? So the business will have certain terms, and we need to comply with that investor that will be investing in the business. Does he prefer to have one man or one individual entity with one piece of cake to invest in, or he prefers to have it split between multiple investors so he can have more control over them? Now, going to your second question. The second question is actually a very strong question, which is what criteria do you fit businesses? I did work with a lot of venture capital, as I told you, and I found out that they actually look for the team
and the expertise of the team behind the venture that they're working on. So for example, believe it or not, one venture capital investors, they have billions of dollars of assets under management. They tell me we could invest in a startup. That's totally fine. However, we need somebody to be in the board or in the partner of this business that has to be managed one of the top 500. So if you have certain relevant experience to the certain key people behind the business, that's where people invest. You have to understand that people invest in people, they don't invest in companies. I invest in a man or a woman that have the experience. That's what I'm investing in. I got you, I like you, I'm buying. Why? Because you know what you're talking about. Obviously, we have to be grilled with questions like how you guys are doing to us now. We are being grilled, and that's how you should do it. We has to be grilled for us to address your concerns. When you actually sit with business owners and people that are pitching ideas, you will actually get the sense to understand what are they talking about, where are they now, where they see themselves, what's their projection plans is like, how much study have they done, do they have an advisory, who are the advisories they're working for. So they will be grilled. And as you, I don't know how to say this, believe it or not, when a company starts up and they create a pitch deck and they start to go into investors and knock on doors to try to raise capital, the actual pitch deck will keep changing as it goes. There is no a concrete pitch deck that it stays as is. The more you get hammered with questions, the more you actually change your investor deck because you became stronger. When you meet with 10 investors and 100 investors, you have so much confidence and balls going to the next investor. You actually started to talk to him and telling him, you know what, I have an opportunity for you. I'm not here asking for your money. So the level of communication totally changes because of your confidence of how many investors you've been through. So definitely the criteria of meeting with these business owners will have to be challenged in multiple areas, specifically financially. Because as an investor, you putting your capital into that business. I've seen investors with billions of dollars hammering companies with questions. And it's all related to what? First, we discuss the opportunity and the technology behind it. Then we talk money. How much money do you need? Why do you need that money? Where is the breakdown of this finance? Where is this finance is going? What's your expectations of return in the first year and second year and third year? And what's your growth strategy that you have? So there's multiple criteria that they have to be grilled. And if they can address all that, it's a good start to consider. So I hope I did address this accordingly.
You did. I believe that was Khaled, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Khaled, that was an amazing answer to everything that I was just asked there from the community. 100%, just like you said there. It's would you have a $1 million investor or a $10 million investor? Then you need to go a little further in depth and see the actual value of what that investor could bring, and then pushing on after that, you have all of your community that could push up inside of a DAO to get the voting power. You will vigorously vet each and every one of these to make sure that, like you said, a $10 million investor does not actually mean they're going to be better than a $1 million investor. So I 100% appreciate that you have that serious vetting process that you guys will be implementing to all of that. So let's see. Next question. I'll take just a couple more here, guys, too. It's getting a little bit late on my side. From Glassjoy here. So what makes projects come to you versus wanting to go to Gympad, Presale, Kingspad, anybody else? What is the reasoning why people should want to choose you over a larger possible user base?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And the answer is very simple. The ease of process, this is first. The second, we are not only going to the Web3 and blockchain companies, we are going also to normal standard companies, traditional businesses. not only blockchain. So traditional businesses will not go to Presale or Launchpads. They will have to go. They will need someone to come to them to invest or to go to him. They need person. They need physical people to speak with, and that's where we will come.
Perfect. Now, Matt, like what? I don't think we touched on the partnership side of this in depth.
Yeah.
Could you go in depth maybe on what it is that you guys are looking for a partnership, and who have you partnered with so far?
So we did not partner yet with anyone. However, there is discussion with 3 companies. One of them is Mempool Applicator, the company name. The other one is Marquee Equity, and the third one is Licorny Golf. I can also share the profile of these companies. These all are fundraising companies, traditional venture capitals and private fundraising companies. This is what we are partnering with now. Now we are only focusing on the fundraising part. After we have enough liquidity in our let's say with us in our bank or in our wallet, we will start to look at partnership in the industry itself, in the Web3 community, and in general, like speaking.
Perfect. All right. Let's see. I'm going to grab just 1 or 2 more questions here, Malak. Let me swing over to Twitter as there's a couple of questions over there as well.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Another question is coming in from, while we're waiting here anyways, from the Telegram community is coming in from Nanotech. Is on your website, it's said that you're producing 2 tokens, and one of them is going to be a stable token. How do you plan on implementing the stable token with your main token?
Okay, I already addressed that in the beginning, but let's go back to it again really quick. So the stable token is just a utility token that will be used temporarily. There is only one use case for this token. The only use case for this token is to be paid for the startups upon signing the contract, or the businesses that we are dealing with upon signing the contract, that represent the amount that is raised already. Once this amount paid, it will be gradually replaced or swapped with the INV with limit, like say daily limit of how much they can swap every day. That's it. That's the only use case. We did this just instead of the vesting for one reason, because if we did vesting, we might the value. For example, if you came, you want $100,000. Okay, the value today for the $100,000 is, let's say, of the token today, the token is 50 cents. So the value of $100,000 is 200,000 token, right? So if I give you 200,000 token, but it's locked, you cannot take, it's vested. You cannot take more than 10,000 every day. Tomorrow the price is low, is less. The other day the price is more. So it's not guaranteed that you will take the money that you came for. But if we give you the bond, and this will allow us to negotiate the terms of payments, like gradual payments, because I give you bonds, and the bonds value is guaranteed. When you cash out the bonds, it depends on the value today of the token. So if today's the INV token is 50 cents, you give me 1 bond, you take 2 INV token. Tomorrow the value of the token is $1. You give me 1 bond, you take 1 token. In the day of the cashing out the bonds. So once you send the bonds, the API will check the price of the INV token and return back to you as per the token price today.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's pretty in-depth there. It's almost like an AI intervened into all of this. Okay.
Yes.
So, now from everything I'm looking at here that's remaining there, Malik, we've touched on everything. One thing I would like to ask you, Malik, is could you give us a couple of reasons, maybe one, maybe five, why USA Crypto Group, or anybody rather, should choose your project over anybody else?
I believe that we created something different. I believe that we created the real use case. I don't want to be arrogant, but I believe that we created a real use case for the blockchain in the traditional world. I did not see this happening before. I did not see happening a decentralized DAO or decentralized economy on the blockchain interacting with the real world before, or trying to interact with the real world. There is always centralized aspect. Maybe 10%, maybe 5% of it is centralized, but there is always centralized. We eliminated that. We eliminated the centralized aspect of the interacting with the physical world. And that did not happen before. I did not see it anywhere, not even as a concept, not even as a pitch or or an idea. It did not happen before. That's why you should select us.
I like that. I like that. That is a unique feature there, Malik, and I appreciate you breaking down everything between you, Khaled, Mario, everybody, the whole team coming in and presenting a very well articulated project of Invtron. How do you say that, by the way? I don't want to say it wrong. Is it Invtron? What? How do you say it?
Invitron DAO. Invitron.
Okay. Well, Malik.
By the way, we released educational video, not educational, like more little bit quick summary video about Invitron, and it's really nice. You should go and watch it on YouTube. It's a summary for Invitron about the bullet points of Invitron, and I am sure that when you see it, it will be resonating with you. I'm not speaking about. I'm speaking to everyone. When you see this video, it will resonate with you, and you will make it more like give you a quick grasp about if you miss any of the questions.
Malik, is that the same video that we could see on your pink cell listing?
No. It's today. It was released. This video was released today. The video on pink cell is a general message from us, but the video on that we released today is like explainer. It's a quick. It's 2-minute video. I think it's 2 minutes. Yeah, 1:45. 1 minute 45 seconds. It's very quick video and very easy to watch.
Under 2 minutes.
It's not boring. It's not boring. Trust me. It's very nice to watch.
I like that. It's not boring, guys. Malik,
it's not boring.
Feel free from you or the team members on your team there to share that video. I'll be sure to pin it. Now, Malik, that's all the questions I'm going to take from the community. That was a very well articulated AMA, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you doxing yourself as well.
I have a question for you. I hope that you answer me like with transparency. How many AMA that you did like us?
How many AMAs have we done to date?
Have you did that was like in our level?
Well, with a DAO option, with pretty much everything that you guys gotten, don't get me wrong, there's not 100 AMAs that we've done like you, if I'm being transparent. I'd say there's probably to date, I can't lie, probably 20 or more. But this is spread out over a couple of years with the time to Malik. We've been here for a long time as well.
Thank you. That's good. That's not big numbers.
Not too bad. So I appreciate you answering all the questions, brother. If that's it from you guys, I'm going to kick it back.
I will let Khaled wrap up from our side final message, and I will stop speaking now. Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you everybody for joining. Khaled, please, you have the word.
Okay. I would like again to thank everybody for joining. All that 217 to 186 until the second that joined and listened. Thank you for organizing this. It's a pleasure to be with you. All I just wanted to try to say is, with my experience working for big funds and big venture capital, learning from decades of experience for the managing directors and senior investors, the vice presidents I worked with, I really know how to grill companies. I really know how to make sure that this company is actually claiming where they are going. And again, it's not a one-man decision. When we brainstorm with the best consultants in specific industries to make sure we are making the right decision as much as we can, to be as conservative as we can, even when we are actually tapping into a high-risk industry. So with all due respect to that, we have to still do a very calculated criteria in digging up the companies, digging up the individuals behind the companies, the backgrounds, the expertise, the added value, etc., to make sure that we're actually delivering results for all the Invitron DAO community and all the investors, to make sure that we're actually delivering results. We want actually to make very calculated decision to make sure that we actually have a great team and a great board that actually selects based on a proper study, that it's in the benefit of everyone. And we're working together. It's a teamwork to make sure we deliver the best results we can, to make sure that Invitron DAO actually grow as fast as possible.
Amazing there, Khaled. I appreciate that. Oh, go ahead, Seattle. Thank you, guys. I just wanted to end it with, I appreciate Khaled, Mario, and Malik, and anybody else from the team here coming in from Invitron. You guys had an amazing breakdown. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
have a great
Mike.
day.
All right. Well, yeah, thanks, Mike. And I appreciate everyone here listening to the AMA. Like they said, as always, guys, this is not financial advice. This is for informational and educational purposes only. Make sure you guys go to the Telegram room, check out the website. To recap, the platform will be ready in 30 days. End of October. And the pre-sale is in 13 days away. Looks like the team is ramping up the marketing aspect of it. As you can see, they are here with us today doing AMA. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys being here, guys. And I look forward to see you guys, really implement the plan. Like Mike said, we've done a lot of projects, but I think what's unique about you guys is that every single level in your project is being voted, right? It's voted by the community. So I think that's very unique. And I like to see how that works out as well.
Thank you so much, guys. Sure.
All right. Well, with that said, usually what we'd like to do is we'd like to raise awareness to your Telegram room. We'd like to send people there, and maybe to win $10, Mike's going to come over there and pick one winner. Is that something that you want us to do? So the community is going to go there, drop like a USA sticker or say, USA sent me or great AMA. And now I have to warn you, there's going to be a lot of people. Is that something that you want us to do?
I don't want people to come just to say something. If someone want to join because they want to come, yeah, they are welcome. If they just want to come and say something like robotic, honestly, I don't want this to. I am trying as much as I can to grow organically. I don't
100%.
want to grow. Yeah.
No solicitation.
No,
Yes.
definitely,
So
definitely. I understand.
If they want to come just for, honestly, I really don't mind to give rewards for the people, but I don't want to make them come for rewards. That's it.
No, that's part of our AMA.
That's why we made the rewards for them to participate and listen. This is our part. We don't want them to come to the group for the rewards. We no need for that.
100%. I'm with you on that.
You can reward the questions that we answered, the good questions, and that's it if you want.
Perfect. No, the rewards will be coming through us, but no, that's some groups, they want us to do that for them, and some groups do not, and that's the reason why I ask you. But with that said, though, we will go ahead and just ping the Telegram anyway. And so for those that are listening right now, if you're interested in the project, make sure you join the Telegram room and do further research on it. Again, pink sale, pre-sale is in 13 days from now, and we will pin that as well. With that being said, Malik, thank you so much for being here along with your team.
Thank you very much.
I think you guys have a great team with a lot of educational background and as well as real life business background as well. Now, I think I've talked to you that before. My input would be, how do you convey that? How do you convey that to the people that they can see your background and they believe in you? And that's something that I think, I know you guys are mindful, but that's something that you, if you focus that on a lot, I think you should be able to raise that $2 million. Of course, that comes with execution as well.
Yes.
That'll be just my input, but I think you guys do have a great wealth of knowledge behind your team. Sometimes, I've seen a lot of projects come through that they may have a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, but they lack in the marketing side of it. How do you convey that to the community, right? And I think that's important.
I believe that the marketing side, it will be mostly for us. The exposure is easy. The most important part for us is to make the DAO more digestible to the people. So, which is why we are now focusing on creating just whiteboard educational about each function, so they can understand, because people don't like really to read, unfortunately. So because if you read, you understand. Maybe you will not understand 100%, but if you read the white paper, you will understand at least 80% of how the DAO will work.
I agree with you. It's, that's the biggest problem. I like to read the white paper myself. I like to read it because every business is unique, right?
Which is why you are the host.
Yeah, and the problem with today is, like you say, the attention span is not there, right? And I blame it on TikTok and other, this reel, where everything is condensed down to like a few seconds, right? So people's attention span is no longer there. So you really have to figure out a way how to capture their attention immediately right out the gate, right? And
Absolutely.
to really retain
Which
their
is why
attention.
we are creating, actually the educational videos that we are making are in short, in 30-second span. So to make sure, and we will post it on TikTok and shorts for video for YouTube and on Instagram. This I think this will be the ultimate way to make the people not be bored listening to what we have to say.
Awesome. And as well as, you have a great team behind you there, Malik. I think you have Khaled and you have Mario. They have a lot of experience behind them. I think, it'd be beneficial for your team as well to showcase their experience and their background as well. I think those guys, they communicate very well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
your comment is well noted, and we really appreciate your input about that. Thank you a lot.
Yeah, guys, that's just my input. I always like to give a little input, just my 2 cents, just based off my experience in real life business and in crypto for a long time, as well as we host over, it's been 2 years now with the AMAs as well. So yeah, guys, hey, thank you so much. Very ambitious, and I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. So with that said, guys, Johnny, you can go ahead and pin the Telegram room for those that are interested. Make sure you join the Telegram room. With that said, we do like to give a little bit back to our community. Mike's going to come on and do a little quick giveaway for all those that are listening right now.
Woo, woo! Santa Mike, here he comes, guys. That's it. Malik, Mario, and Khaled there, I just want to let you guys know this is going to get immediately uploaded to YouTube right after we close out here. And I will get, if it's okay, Malik, I'll reach out to you. I will get you a copy of the YouTube recording as well.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's share the screen up. So, like Seattle had said, we have a bunch of giveaways every single AMA. Today we have $20 and a random participant. Like always, I take down every single name, as well as we're going to award $20 to the best question. And also we have $25 going on a Twitter giveaway that's been shared since yesterday. Follow up on that. I'll pick that randomly as well. I always have a lot of fun with this too. I always usually pick my son or one of my daughters to come in and pick a random name. This is true transparently. I will record it for you guys one time. And also on top of that, we will follow up with a YouTube giveaway that follows with $15 to like, share, comment. That being said, I will shuffle this up. Seattle has gunning for this since we have been a community. Let's get it.
Remind me some more, Mike.
I will every time, my brother. I'm just kidding. Sorry. But maybe it is. Nope, sorry. Clark X, congratulations. Won yourself $20. You might have to fight Seattle off for it, though. I'm not going to lie. That being said, that's it for the wheel. I will follow up, like I said, Twitter, YouTube, and also Best Questions giveaway. Mario, Malik, Khaled, appreciate all of you guys coming in today and presenting Invitron to USA community. I will have everything sent over to you probably within about 30 minutes. It takes me to get everything uploaded. Thank you,
Hey guys, so sorry, Mike, cutting you off, but hey, I'm looking at your room right now, guys. So if you guys do not put the stickers on there, the team does not want stickers and all that over there, and there's no price to be made. So if you want to join the Telegram room, just please do so. Please stop with the stickers. This looks like.
Good
No,
thing.
that's fine. That's fine. As long as they come because they are interested, no, that's not a problem. The point is that I want the people who are interested to come. If they want to put sticker, that's fine. No issue.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Because we do have a lot of people here, so.
We can come with a lot of stickers sometimes with my community. So, all right. Appreciate that, Malik.
It's really nice stickers. I like it.
Custom made. All right, guys. Well,
yeah, it's amazing designs.
Yeah. Malik, like I said, I will have everything uploaded to YouTube as well.